Greetings again. Sorry, greetings again. I'm looking in the right place this time. Thursday evening I was transferred up onto D3. By then I was very tired. I needed a wee. I was in pain and I was starting to get rather low in spirit. D3 staff were very sweet. I was met by people who I've obviously met before, last year when I was up on there. And I went into one of the ladies' bays. Thankfully, I was in one of the little corner units. I was in bed 3, so I had my own little area, which I quite like. I was met by a lovely smile, by one of the ladies across from me and the patients. And the staff sort of settled me in, and I had my obs and more swabs, and I was weighed. I'm allergic to scales. What I walked in on though, was the bed next to me had the curtains round. And I'm not entirely sure what was happening there. There was something about a drain being put in, and a doctor who obviously hadn't started with either the right equipment or the correct amount of support he was going to need to do whatever he was doing with this drain. He was either inserting it himself on his own without a nurse's support, or he was just trying to reposition it or something. I wasn't quite sure. The curtains were drawn and he was getting increasingly panicked. The nurse in charge of the area, I think it might have been me and a female bay, was trying to help him. The nurse herself has a naturally loud voice. It's nothing that she can help. It's nothing that she can do anything about. Perhaps over a period of time learn how to tone the volume down, but certainly not her level of care, and certainly not her level of speech, because she was obviously getting a little increasingly frustrated with the doctor that he hadn't got all the equipment needed, that he didn't know the protocol, if you like, of how nurses need to work. Like, for instance, I'm saying like a lot. Oh, please don't tell me to do that. What happens is that a nurse needs the piece of paper from the drain bag and from any other catheter kind of bags or anything like that to put in the notes, to say the date and the time, the package and everything else. She needs that little sticky to go in the patient's notes. The doctor didn't realise that he'd shoved it to the bottom of a great big bag that was full of now, I don't know what. His hands and his gloves were now covered in blood when she turned the corner, because I could hear her go as soon as she came around the curtain. The junior doctor, I believe was a junior doctor, who I think was, I don't know, he had a foreign accent. It was like a gathering of the United Nations sometimes, some of the doctors' wards. There was Italian, there was Greek Cypriot, there was Indian. The only English doctor I saw was Dr. Simmons, who's my consultant. I'm not saying any of the care was any different, with the exception of one. The patient herself was trying to explain, in no uncertain terms, just how much in pain she was. And we certainly knew how much pain she was in at that time. And I knew I wanted so much myself to actually go around and give her a hug. And please excuse my husband in the background, I can see him wandering around. I wanted so much to be able to give her a hug and to hold her hand during this time, but I couldn't. The doctor was alone, with the exception of the nurse, who also had other patients to be looking after. And his tone of voice was getting more and more frustrated with the patient as well. This was not the best of examples. I'm going to stop right now. I'll stop in a moment.